So it just says you're in the show and everyone can see and hear you.
Yeah, we good.
Oh, okay, I thought you were still sitting up. So I was like,
No,
hey,
no,
so just so you know,
no. We going now. We live.
we live. Let's see what
Welcome back another week. Uh, how was the last week?
last week.
Yeah, this past last week. What's been going on? Anything new? Anything you want to tell the people? Talk about?
I have to try to remember. I hung out. So last week was fall break.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's something new because I was like, what?
Right.
But
And so I
that's
don't
only in
know if you,
Killeen because they didn't have that in Temple.
Colleen,
Yeah.
yes, I believe it's Colleen. I don't believe it was in Copper's Cove either. It
Okay.
definitely wasn't up where my son works, Fort Worth way. He's passed it. But anyway, yeah, so fall break. Fall break was a whole vibe. Um, hung out at Temple Extreme with five of the grands on Friday. And so that was like really cool. And then Sunday, I had three of the grands and we cooked dinner together. Remember we met and then I was like, oh, they helped me cook. They helped me cook. There's flour and chicken and braising it and putting barbecue sauce on it, helping with the potatoes. I mean, they was cooking. We made biscuits. Now that was fun. I had one granddaughter, she wanted to eat the biscuit dough, and I'm going, I don't think that's what we do. It was so that was like my highlight, I guess, because that's what kind of sticks out. They had their fall break. I got a chance to hang out with some of them. And Papa, we went to the extreme, and I was like, "Oh, we just gonna sit and chill and let them have fun. It's gonna be beautiful." Because if we didn't sit and chill there, we'd have been at the house chasing them around.
Might well put them in an environment for them to just run around and just
To
we
do
can
their
watch.
thing, and they did, and it was fun. It was a fun time. Um, yeah, getting a
That's
week.
what it's all about. When you can sit back and you look at your offsprings and everything, that's legacy. What you sit back watching, you know what I'm saying?
That's
And
right.
that's something. And that kind of go with the topic what I put today, the mindset to win, because that's a mindset that we just look at it like, oh, she's just with her grandkids, but it's cultures that really like live and die for those moments. We kind of like, it was cool, it was great. We don't really be entrenched with that moment. Like this is, I guess I don't know.
No,
We
I
just
get it.
you get what I'm trying to say?
No,
Yeah,
I do get what you're trying to say. I
yeah,
mean, I get exactly what you're saying, and I think I don't know. For me, it was passed down. So I had my aunt Mildred, and so if we ever visited from Milwaukee to Indianapolis, she made sure that we were doing something. I was going to a wrestling match. We were going to the Kings Island, but it wasn't even an option.
yeah,
So where I connected to that, I can't say about really anybody else, but I connected to that. And so that's a part of who I became, making sure that you did something with the children, something that would be memorable, making memories or just those opportunities. And then to recognize that everybody doesn't have that opportunity. Sometimes, you kind of have to bring them into reality, like, everybody don't get to do this. What do you mean you didn't have fun? I think you
yeah,
did. Change that up. Well, it wasn't that much fun. All the fun I just saw on your face, you better leave me alone.
yeah.
So yeah, so I see it for me being passed down. And Mildred was one of my favorite aunts. You're not supposed to have favorites, and I had so many that were just real cool. But yeah, Emil, I remember that about her. And then my dad, he would take us on road trips. We would travel, and so that family time, it's important to build that. One of my sons, he would, if a new movie was coming out, he would want all of the family to be at the theater the day that it opened. And so he would make arrangement weeks before, telling everybody this is coming out on this day, on this day. And that meant so much to him.
Yeah.
And it probably still does. I think the last some movie came out. And so he's up in, hey, damn, he's up in, like I said, past Fort Worth. And so he's going to the movie up there while he's sending his dad here somewhere, send the movie to see it together. It wasn't the kind I probably wanted to see, but sometimes I would just go just for that. So mindset, a winning mindset, you do, because if you put that in our minds that these are things that we deserve, that we should have. It should be the norm. It should not be normal that we do not ever do anything and that our children don't go anywhere and that they haven't seen anything. If we're going to sacrifice for something, then we need to sacrifice for the mindset, sacrifice for what are we building into our children. If we don't spend any time with them, what does that say to them? When we do spend time with them and we do make quality opportunities, I have a very dear other son, my son in Fort Worth, his best friend, they did their son's birthday at the Thinkery. First year birthday at the Thinkery. Yeah. Oh, you can tell what that young brother's getting set up for. Yeah. So, already, you at the Thinkery, you know.
Putting them on the springboard for a different outcome.
That winning mindset, you got to show them, you know, not that going to extreme is winning, but it's kind of winning because
it's winning because of the way you're moving in a unit with the family as one, and that's a component of winning. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're winning because you're out at the venue. It's winning because we're together, we're locked in. This is our moment. And if we do that, and we use that same mindset at extreme everywhere else we go as a family unit, as a family, you know, then that's what I mean about winning, because now we're doing it all as a unit. We're not just going to go have fun as a family. We're going to go talk business as a family. We're doing this as a family. We're doing that as a family. And then, you know, and that's what I mean about a winning mindset, because that's something that, like you said, needs to become normal. That needs to just be the norm.
It needs to be normal.
That just is how we do it. I don't know too many of those moments, me personally. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of moments with my mom, and you know, but we don't have I can't tell you about a family trip that we took together, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think our biggest family trip maybe went to Grandpa's house in Dallas for when she was dropping us off for the summer. I remember being little, looking at the big trucks going to Dallas. So I guess that was my road trip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's big when you build those moments, and then you build on those moments, not just to we're extreme. We're gonna do the same thing we did extreme over this dinner, where we talk about this, or where we discuss this, where we make sure we open and transparent to each other. Where I ain't talk to you, let me just call you, see how you doing. Just making all that stuff that should be normal. I think in America, well, I ain't gonna say in America because it's in our parts of America. And it comes from like the trauma and the different day-to-day lives where we kind of fractured as families and we don't see eye to eye. We move different, think different, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it has to get to a point, because like I tell people all the time, families would run this country. Family would run the world. It's a few families that run everything in this world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they do it as a family.
I'm sorry, I'm getting my YouTube on.
Yeah, but they do it as a family. You know, they do everything as a family. And that's what we need to do, because what y'all did up there, that was business. Y'all didn't take care of no business, but
it was epic.
It was, you know, and that's why I tell people, they be like, well, everybody ain't built to be business. I'm like, if you're living, you have to be able to run business, because relationships are business. Like how you conduct yourself with people are business. Like it's business is not just starting a business and running it. Business is how you operate with people and how you function in different settings and how you maneuver in different. So it's all business. But if our kids not taught that's business, and all they taught is I'm just here, they'll understand that now you're not just here. You're here in a big quote unquote game that you need to learn how to really maneuver and operate in to be successful, you know?
Yes.
And that's something that I feel, well, I don't feel because I see it, that we just don't take things as serious. I guess that's the best way to say it. Our culture don't take fun time, serious time, business time, strategic time, whatever. We don't take it serious because of, I guess, the lack of the mindset to win.
Right.
Because how you gonna try to win at a game when you don't even realize you're in a game to even try to win?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Yeah.
if I'm playing basketball and I don't even know I'm playing basketball, I'm not gonna shoot. Why would I shoot a basketball if I don't even know that that's what I'm playing? I might try to throw a football to you, but I'm on a basketball court. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of
Yeah.
how I feel like we be looking as a whole in this world, that we kind of be like a deer in headlights. We lost because we really don't realize what we in because of the mindset to win. We got the mindset to win a football game, a basketball game. I talk to kids all day. They feel like they can beat everybody in any sport.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk to them about life and just the way you operate and think, it just draw blanks. And so that's what that's what I want to talk about today, about just the mindset to win. What can we do to change that mindset? Can we change that mindset? Like, I just want your opinions on building that mindset to win, and talking about winning in life, winning in just every day, every step, every conversation. How do we get to a world where our people winning on a consistent basis? That's just normal, though, not winning where we got to make the headlines and stuff, because it's other people that win every day and they don't even make the headlines. They just winning because this is this natural protocol to them. So how do we get to that space where we just winning on a day to day? The Brown family, the Johnson family, the all this, without us doing a podcast, without us talking and doing a flyer. We're just, the way our mindset is set up, we operate every day just to win, just naturally.
Okay, so I think we have to be extremely intentional. So someone has to have the mindset to project the mindset for others to catch. So it has to happen first. So your mindset right now is we need to be winning. My mindset is winning. I talked to Mr. Ronald last night, and he told me that Black excellence is winning. And then you come with the alignment. I love it. Okay. So we have to be intentional. So if we want the mindset to be winning, we set up opportunities for winning. So when I say that, people, I'm not tripping about what people think, whoever the people are. But when you come to my house with children, I'm around your children, I'm going to talk about what I believe is important, and I'm going to set them up for some success. I'm going to lead them to a path of success. Oh, you read, you don't read, you do math. What's 6 plus this? And then celebrate their winning. Identify what winning is, and then celebrate it. Okay. And then identify if they're not winning, sometimes I know culturally, or just based on this place in which we have dwelt for so long, it was negative for us to uplift one another or our children because we put them in danger. We're going to lose them. Probably even somewhere in the mind of Black people, that they sent their kids off to college, like maybe my parents, because I went to college in the 80s, right? Those in the 70s or 60s, when they sent them out to college, and they probably had to be concerned, well, what if they don't come back? What are they going to be like when they come back? So success sometimes can be scary. Winning can be scary because the dynamics might change.
Yeah.
And so I want success, but our success is sometimes tempered by, if we promote them too much, then we might lose them. If I don't, if I say, back in the days when we couldn't look directly at a white person, you had to put your head down. So what do we teach our children? You don't look, you humble, you watch what you say. We were always made to be so careful, and so careful doesn't equal winning. So now we have to change the script, and we have to have the conversation and be intentional. What is winning? Did you speak up for yourself today? Well, what did you do when that happened? You won. That's what winners do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What I think my grandson told me today, he's like, somebody, it was like he was saying somebody thought he was less intelligent than he was or is. And I was like, well, what did you do? Because I know you showed him. He said, I sure did, And so just making it the norm. Yeah. But we do have to be intentional, because if we're playing a game and we're in a race, We have to recognize that we didn't start at the same place as everybody else. We weren't given all the tools everybody else had. We were given the tools that we have, and we made well with them, many of us, but yet and still we're not. And when we have to make sure that we don't continue to fall back. It's falling back. So it's time to engage. I think it's coming through now with the conversations about teaching the history in class. You got a young man who they're ready to put in alternative because he has his hair locked and very decent looking. You know what I'm saying? But the school system that he's in, their minds are locked. Okay, and they can't see this is the way it's always been. This is where it's going to be. So it's a lot of change now where this is a good window, a good opportunity to say what winning is. For me to be able to wear my hair the way I want to wear my hair, I'm winning. Okay, if I can do that and continue to progress through whatever system, whatever, wherever I am, I don't have to wear a wig for the interview. I had to do that in KISD. I was like, I got to go. And so we got this interview. No, they not even going to, because I know the interview panel. You see what I'm saying? They don't look like me. And so I threw that wig on. They hired me, and look who showed up. But I was good at what I did.
Yeah.
I was good at what I did. I went, you know what I'm saying? But I hate that that it would be good if we didn't have to. And so by being intentional, that winning mindset, that overcoming these things that have held us back, that mindset, those things that have just carried on, they don't have to carry on anymore. They really don't. I mean, for me, I don't know how many other people like, she better not be talking back to a teacher. Well, I come from a different place. Your value. Kids will hear me say, and people can just, I don't even care. If I see an adult raising their voice at a child, the adult is wrong. You have lost control. That child will never be able to raise their voice at you and not have severe consequences. So as an adult, you're their first role model. I'm gonna need you to, you know what I'm saying?
I got it.
So you're so smooth. You never, ever. I didn't hear any of us raise our voice amongst the children that we had the opportunity to be a part of. And that was epic. That was epic because that's not what they experienced at school.
Yeah. Now they used to a whole different, because I got told a couple times, so I'm suspended, I'm kicked out. I'm like, no, we don't do that here. Like we go, we go. I mean, I know it's used to, they used to, because that's what they do. You get punished, you get, whatever. And it's certain different ways of punishment, but my punishment is I want to teach you through this moment. Like I had a bad day today. No, you didn't. You had a bad 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You can choose to have a whole bad day if you want to, but you don't got to have a bad day. You had a bad 30 minutes. Let's talk about it. Let's get over it. You know what I'm saying?
Keep it moving.
But they're not used to nobody telling them that, nah, you good. You had a bad 30 minutes. Let's take a deep breath. Let's calm down. Let's start back over. Like, you good. And
we have to curate that mindset because it hasn't been there. So we have to curate it.
To the mindset to win is so much needed, but it's the hardest thing for us to do, especially as a whole, because what you have to do to have a mindset to win, like the stuff you have to do every day, we haven't been drilled to do every day.
Right.
Like I watch what's going on now with the wars and stuff, and because I focus on what we go through, but I focus on other cultures because I want to know why they operate and think the way they do. Even if I disagree with it, I respect it because they do it as one. Even if it's totally wrong, if it's totally going against us and doing our people bad, I respect it because that's what we all supposed to do as one. Like, we supposed to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to do this. So I don't even get mad at them. I kind of admire it. Like, yeah, I know y'all don't like us, and I know how y'all really feel about us, but I like the way y'all operate together. Now, how do we get that mind? And then what I learned the most is they don't even, to us, I'm 41, you 60, right? And we talking about how do we build 61. And we're talking about building a mindset.
Mm-hmm.
They just born with it because that's all they ever taught and know. They don't even have a option to not have a winning mindset when it comes as the culture. Yeah, it's poor, and people, not saying everybody winning in every culture, but as a mindset, even the poor people know that I'm down here, but the team that I'm on, we still winning as a team. And that's why
Yes.
people be like, well, how do these people that staying in these poor trailer parks and all this, how they still on Donald Trump team when Republicans don't give nothing to them? They don't care about all that. They know they still on a winning team in the bigger scheme of things. We don't get that concept. You know what I'm saying?
We get the concept, but in the wrong context.
Yeah.
So you go and you rep one of your sports teams, then you're gonna see who you really, and you get, what do they care about you? You are not getting a dime from these sports figures who are making all of this money, who are the exception.
Yeah.
Let's see. You said something. Oh, the deal is this. we have to unlearn some things before we can get to the place we're trying to go. And we can't unlearn them without being educated, not in a school system, sometime individually, definitely by family, community groups. Okay. So that's the importance. So we have to unlearn some things through education. When I think about education and people who refuse, and I understand how it could have happened, because there are so many microaggressions in the school setting that can cause a student, a person, even an employee. When I think about my mind trip and things that I went through when I was at KISD, that can cause you to become despondent and in despair. And where's a winning mindset in despondency or despair? So if you have to go into this battlefield, you need to have that safe space. And I would say, for me, that safe space used to be the church. Okay. So here we have some like-minded people, at least like-minded as it relates to what our religious beliefs are and religious practices, because you're going to be in a place that practices what you believe. So that used to be that was a safe space until you're hurt in the safe space. Then the safe space begins to look like other spaces where you have these groups and these cliques and these, you're not on the same team anymore. You see two teams in the place that, like, no, I do that when I go over there. I do this was supposed to be different than that. Then now they're the same. They look too much alike. We're not winning as a team. And so I think that was kind of disturbing to me. In your household, you have to work really, really hard to have that group team winning mindset. This is what happens in here. Out there, we can't control that, but you're not going to mistreat one another in here. You're going to, support one another here. You're not going to put each other down. All of that happens out there. And when it happens out there, there's no way to have a winning mindset unless you have a home base and a place, an example, and somebody continuously pouring that into you until you have your own and you can pour it into somebody else. So we have to do some unlearning. That's all I'm going to say. And we unlearn not by quieting voices like yours and mine, but at least taking consideration of the things that we say, how we think. It's a reason why we were brought here at this time in this space, and we think and reason the way we do. And when we're able to come collectively and share those thoughts, then we can learn from one another and everybody is winning. Yeah. Okay. So it has to be intentional, and family, group, community, for one, and just for me, we're not winning until till we get to the place where we are we. Yes, fam. The self affirmations, and then
for sure.
Yeah, require those.
I definitely agree with you, and I salute you on
Thanks,
that, man. I love the way you and your wife do what y'all doing with y'all family from the farm.
there you
The way
go.
y'all operating as a unit. It goes back to they're winning because they're
They're
operating as
winning.
a unit. And that's the
Yes.
first part of winning. Then everything,
That
all
is
the
so
other
awesome.
stuff come from that once you have that first mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
I know him and his wife mindset, so I don't even have to be around their kids to understand how their kids gonna be thinking.
Because they don't have a choice.
Yeah, and it's the reverse way. When I know people from the streets or from an impoverished situation, I see why their kids think the way they think because of what they're around. You know, so it goes both ways. So yeah, I salute you on that, man. But and that's what I'm saying. That's a part of the winning. Like we have to make that normal, and that's why I'm gonna have him and his wife back on my show pretty soon. And I was so excited when I was like, man, I bought the 2 Cornish hens from them, and we're gonna be throwing them in the oven. I'm definitely gonna cook. We're gonna be cooking them this week, or one of them this week for sure. But it was just so, like, to a lot of people, they were just like, you just bought a chicken. To me, it was like life changing because I know I bought it from this Black couple that has their own farm. You know, they got their own situation going, and they're in the beginning stages of they can really take what they're doing to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the winning. That's just, I want to be connected to that. I want to be up there. I ain't never posted a picture with a raw chicken before because that was the first time I bought some meat outside of the system. Outside of HEB or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's a part of us winning when we gonna make that norm. When I can go to a BAM, you know what I'm saying, his wife and get meat or get some vegetables. I can come to the acre and get, you know, when that's the norm, we winning because we're taking care of all our core needs as us. And can't nobody starve us out. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody say, well, and I was listening to a conversation last night when they was talking about students that had said something against whoever's at war right now, right? And how some guys said that I want to know all those kids' name because I'm gonna make sure that it was some Harvard students, and it was a big billionaire, whatever. And he was just like, I want all those kids' name that was in that protest. I'm gonna make sure they never get hired at these companies. That's power. We don't got that power. We can't hire nobody. We just talked about this in the meeting the other day. Most of our Black businesses don't even hire nobody but yourself. You basically hire yourself to run your business. You don't got 5, 10, 20, 50 employees, most of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we got to build on. How do we get to that point? How do I start a business to make sure I can hire 3 people, 2 people, 1 person? You know what I'm saying? That's the start. And make sure that and take pride in that. You know what? It's another family that looks like me that I help pay their bills. If somebody get mad at them, it don't matter because what we do together pays their bills. They can't, you know, the system can't fire them because we have our own system that's gonna make sure now we got food, you got bills, your bills paid, your house paid, you know, stuff like that. How can we lean on each other to make sure we good no matter what we say? We can't be counseled because the only people that can counsel me is the people that look like me. Now, if I do something out of line to them people, they can say whatever they feel about me. But as long as I take care and respect my people, we good. And that's how every other group come. You know what I'm saying?
We have that distinction.
Yeah.
And it's the distinction that we shy away from. We're ashamed of. We don't really want to talk about. Because I can only say that because I've been there. And the reality is I read. And this is the latest, greatest. And for me, it's epic. Because yeah, you're right. This is right. Written in 2005. The impact of being bred just like you would animals to serve the purpose you want them to serve. That's how we work. So we have to unlearn. I like what is it Philip Shock Matthews? I think I got it right or something like that. But anyway, he says it's nothing wrong with Black people. Matter of fact, there's a whole lot right with us for us to have survived and to be doing as well as we are. Something happened. And so now I think I'm going, something happened. We were enslaved and bred in a country for 400 years and then just dropped and told fend for yourself. And then when we were told to fend for ourselves, guess what? They made it even harder. They weren't, the fact that you did this to us and you didn't want to acknowledge what you did, you want to write it out of the history books and make like it didn't happen. You want us to disappear, so you begin to make like we've disappeared. And so, when we have the flood of different immigrants coming in and we say there's a distinction, well, how can they come over here and be successful? Because they're not us. They're not the ones this country breeded, tried to hide, will not recognize and acknowledge that you just did this. You say, okay, but you didn't even just do that. Then you continue to use and abuse us. Yeah. And we've had to claw our way to where we are with continued opposition, continued systems of oppression. Because at any point, in my mind, and this is just in my mind, I got this mind, this mind, I look and I think, okay, so two different spaces. My husband will watch the college football, and you look at the college football and you see a whole stadium of a flood of white people. And maybe there's a couple of black people in between there somewhere if you can find them, right? Yeah. And I'm going, what? Don't they ever just go, well, wait a minute. Where are all the other Americans? Where are the other people that belong to our? And so that's just my thought. Somebody puts up, they have a little sign up here, emergency, whatever, some medical facility or even dentists and stuff. And they'll do an advertisement, and from the secretary to the whoever, everybody, and nobody looks like me. And I'm going, but I'm sure y'all want me to come in there with my money. You sending me stuff in the mail. Don't send me stuff in the mail if you can't recognize that this is wrong. That what has happened in this country is wrong, and it continues to be wrong until it is corrected. Now, the power comes possibly not without consequence, but there is power when you stand up. Winning is standing up. Don't keep falling for the okie doke, thinking I can't do this and I can't do that. And I don't care what they think. So from my era in Bridging the Gap, in our era, it was win at all. You had to win. I had to win. So I'm in school. Schools recently integrated, right? Well, nobody gonna outscore me on anything. Okay, that was my mindset. Even if I was in the system where you got an essay and an essay, you're writing an essay, so that's subjective. The top scorer going to go to the one with the skin for the win, because that's who's grading the essay. Okay, and so you see that, but you're not deterred by that. And what I would say to students, and what I had to say to myself, that's more reason. That's more reason to just show out, to just win and win some more, because y'all want to play crazy like y'all don't know who we are, even though you know who we are. We can win. Nothing's wrong with us. Enslavement, slavery happened to us. In this country, our classification continues to be, because why? We can't feed, clothe, and take care of ourselves. Other groups can. Yeah. They have their restaurants. They ball and they can take care of themselves.
I said it before. That's why we don't get. That's why no one's scared of us.
Yeah.
Because who can we fire? Who can we hire? Who can we stop from eating? Who can we? Our groups, most groups can stop us from doing something. They can stop. They can stop us from working. They can stop us. That's why we're walking and scared, terrified to say anything, because we don't want to piss off the wrong group, because we're powerless. Even not millionaires. I see billionaire black people that's still scared to say something because their billions can be wiped out like that if they piss off the wrong person that got the same billions they got.
Yeah, we don't understand our power, and we haven't coalesced around it. And we have.
I don't know. I guess I don't think we even know what it is, because.
And we may not, but we can.
Yeah. No,
if we know our
It's easy
history.
to know. It ain't even such history. It's the sacrifice of not wanting to be. See, to really get to where our people can be free, we need people that can get a hold to big, large pockets of funds, assets, everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not scared, that can funnel money back to us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got a person that think like me with $1 billion, the government gonna try to kill. They're not worried about another black man with $1 billion that thinks like the normal 1% of black people that get that. You know what I'm saying? They're not worried about that. But me with $1 billion, oh no, they not trying to have that because they understand it's a whole different thing that's gonna go on with me and $1 billion than John with $1 billion. You know, John, he want to be cool. He want to go to y'all balls, and he want to still be part of the pack. So he's not gonna do nothing because he want to protect his billions, and he's not worried about anything. He's not gonna do anything that'll make y'all upset. Me, oh man, we're gonna have our own police force. We're gonna have our own this. We're gonna have our own. That's too much, you know. And we talked about this bucking the system. You got to realize bucking the system comes at a price. How many of us gonna pay that price? That's why it's people right now that say they support me right now, that never support me, besides saying it to my face, but really sitting back waiting on it to fail because that's the normal. Somebody trying to do what I'm doing normally gonna fail at that feat. Normally, you know what I'm saying? Normally that's gonna be a failure. And it's not that they personally hoping for me to fail. They just like, I've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good.
So you see the battle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know what, we gonna rally behind him and make sure he can't lose regardless. Instead of having, that's a mindset of a winner. You know what I'm saying? When you got your people galvanized behind you and say, I know the odds. I know what's supposed to happen. We ain't letting that happen on our watch. That's the mindset of a winner. And that's what I mean. Like, we got that when it comes to the sports, but where else do we have a mindset that we're going to give it our all and do whatever we got to do to win at all costs? And you know why? Like I said it earlier, those other groups learn that from birth, right? What do we learn from birth? Sports. That's why we'll go all in because we birthed that. But what if we birthed about, no, this is about culture? What if we from birth, all we think about is culture, finances, making sure that the next person that look like me win? Like, if we born like that, what's the outcome of that world compared to this world that, oh, go get a good job, be nice, you know what I'm saying, get strong and swole and hope that team picks you. You know, like our whole culture is built on hoping, submitting, and just don't say too many of the wrong words. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to say, you know, you stand for your people, but leave it at that. Cut it off at that.
Don't get trying to make no difference.
Yeah.
You know, trying to make a difference. I'm gonna need you to just, you can say it, but don't have any actions behind it.
Yeah, and we're terrified, and that's why when Kanye was going off, I wasn't even, because I don't get into all the other stuff. I was just like, wow, a black man and he lost. Right before our eyes, he lost like half his wealth overnight. That's what our people scared of. That's why they be like, you know, people be like, man, you better watch what you say, boy. You better not be saying that on social media. You better not be doing that. I get told that stuff. I've been getting told that for the last couple of years. Like, what you say to us, you need to not like say that to the world, because I'm like, what am I saying that's so scary? Like,
you haven't heard me say that.
No, but I'm just saying in general.
But at the same time, you haven't heard me say that.
Yeah.
At the same time, you haven't heard me say that. I, in my mind, come for Tony, you came for me. Come for a warrior. So we are there. We are not in the same spaces at the same time, doing the same things, but we are there because it's in us. And I say it's in us because it was in David Walker. It was in the other people who had to do exactly what you're doing. David Walker had to write about the Civil War without his letters and his writing, and he, as an author, newspaper, he had to do exactly what we are required to do now. Do your part. Do not be afraid. Why? Where are you going to get? How are you going to help if you're afraid? How are we going to move if you're afraid?
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say. If my actions don't match my words, then call me on it. Tony, if they come for you, they coming for me. Ain't nobody can say anything to me about somebody who's doing the work. Somebody who understands like I understand. Now I'm not saying everybody has to be and do and think like us, but you will not take from us the love that we have for our people and the work we're willing to do. Period. I can't. I would love to. No, I wouldn't. Not as long as things are the way they are. But I recognize that everybody doesn't see, think, and have been called to do whatever it is that I'm required to do. It's a different experience. This is where I've been led to. Okay. And I don't know. I think we talked about that. Well, I think we talked about that. If y'all out there, I will give kudos that we see more men and that the men are involved and at the forefront of this movement of what's happening now, of building. Okay. I'm excited about that. But I feel like I'm really out here by where are the girls, where the females, where are we at? So that we can coalesce and build together. So yeah, you have work to do alone, and you have to be willing to do it by yourself. You have to be willing to win by yourself. Yeah. You have to be willing to win by yourself, but it's not for you. It's for us. So you have to be willing to do that. Yeah. But just think of the power of having someone beside you, having a team, having a group, having 100, having that are with you. But you gotta be willing, even if you don't have one.
Yeah, you gotta do
it. I think we'll check on each other. How you doing? Because there's times when you just kind of get checked. You get that chin, a little tap on that chin. Sure. I was in a meeting yesterday, and with the Debt Free for Life program, they were saying, our ideal people are 6-figure earners. I'm one of, maybe it was 3 other Black people on this call, right? You're looking for, what did they call it? Comfortable 6-figure earners. I'm like, I'm in the wrong room. I'm not even a 6-figure, you know what I'm saying? And what it is that you want to share only with a 6-figure earner, my community needs it much more. Yeah. But what you just did was said, not for them, not for them, these right here. But I understand it, not mad at all.
Yeah.
I understand it because the way groups operate, and I think I mentioned this before, my youngest son is working on a job, mistreated, right? Son, you're going to get what you want when you learn how to operate in their world. And in their world, the business comes first. They need to know, will you do what is required for the business? Because that's what they do. Okay? You cannot operate as if they are the same as me or the Black culture. We're about relationship. Why are we about relationship? Because we had to be in good relationship to be fed, right? Had to be in good relationship to have some income. Have to have, and then we want to be in good relationship with one another because that's just how we are as a people. Okay, so and I believe, I think that goes further back. Hey,
I ain't seen you in a while. Good to see you again. But yeah,
I think we're here. We're doing the work. We have to continue to do the work. We have a winning mindset, and we do what we can to intentionally. We have to stop. It's just who we are. It's what we do. When you hear that negative, whatever, you're going, man, you're better than that. You got to sow it where you can sow it. Yeah. Build it where you can build it.
just keep moving forward. And because I got, I know I got a bunch of calls because I took a week. People are so used to me posting everything. I know that I see that if I'm posting like 3 or 4 days, I get a lot of calls like, "What's
That's
up?"
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So, but I had to step back because just leading with, and we talked about this, leading with, I'm an outside the system guy. I don't care about the schools and the jailhouses and all that, but I want to win for our people, right? So even though I don't care about that, I'm willing to work with them because they house our people. They got control of most of our people. So like, even if I don't want to deal with y'all, I need to try to figure out a way to kind of figure out how can we do anything that will better our people. That's all I care about. I don't really want to be at this table with y'all, just like y'all probably don't want to be at this table with me. The only difference is I am really sitting at this table to hope we can figure out a way for my people to win. You're not at the table for my people to win, And I have to realize that and not take that so harsh, because I'm like, okay, if I'm talking to juvenile probation officers and judges and all that, and I'm leading off talking about, well, I want to put prisons out of jail. I mean, prisons out of business. Yeah, that sounds good, but I'm talking about taking their jobs from them. Like, how much they gonna really like me, and I'm trying to put you out of work. Like, it sounds good. Yeah, Curry, you want to keep people out of jail, but if there's nobody in jail, I have nowhere to get paid from. So that's when I started seeing the behind the back talking, the this and the that, and I'm like, I was frustrated, wanted to do it, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just keep winning. What's up, family?
Yeah.
Let's just keep winning. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part that's gonna, me taking it personal, me getting upset, or me wanting to have a meeting. What does that do? Like the fact that I'm on your mind and I'm in conversations in rooms that in your world is higher than me. In my world, y'all lower than me, but in your world, you higher than me because you got a job and you got a badge and you got whatever you got. But in my world, whatever, So why don't I just keep doing what I'm doing over here, and then when y'all feel like y'all need some help, come holler at me. Let's do it like that, instead of me coming to y'all and telling y'all what I can do, and y'all like, oh yeah, taking my information, and then behind my back talking like this. Instead of me leading like that, let me keep doing what I'm doing over here, and then y'all will come to me. That's a winning mindset, because it's about, I only want to sit at the table with y'all to help my people win, but I can help my people win without y'all too. Like, we're gonna win regardless, and that's why I tell people about. I love getting sponsorships. I love getting all that type of stuff. Right? I'm just not. That ain't where my heart is, because I always come with some stipulations, and I'm not a stipulation type of guy. Like, if you're gonna put bread into me, if you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Do it just because you love what I'm doing and you want to stand behind it. Don't do it and then be over here. Well, I sent you that money. Don't do this. Or don't do that. Or don't. No. Leave me alone. Let me figure out how to get my crumbs together without your money. Then, if that's the case, I know they're not used to seeing that, and the only reason I talk like that because I want power. Like, I can do a lot of stuff and make a lot of money right now. Like, I can. Like, I'm going after power, and to get to the real power, you can't lead with money. And I have to figure that out, because I'm a money guy, from the streets to business to whatever. Like, and I'm quick to tell anybody, yeah, I'm going to be a billionaire. But I have to realize, for me to just go money, I'm gonna be in the same pool with no power with a bunch of money. I have to do it a different type of way.
Wow.
And a lot of our people don't know that, because I've been chopping it up with millionaires for years. Most of them are powerless, because all they got is the money. They still won't come out and say nothing publicly. Why? Because they'll get boycotted. They still don't got no systems where they can feed us. They still don't, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean about the building a nation. That's how I become a billionaire. If I can figure out a way to feed thousands of my people, if I can figure out a way how to run a truck from Texas to Florida, and I ship them some goods and they ship me some goods, the land I own in Africa, if I can figure out how to way to send stuff over there, they send stuff back to me, that's bigger than any kind of money. I'm the richest I can ever be by having that system than me having no system with a bunch of money. And I think that's what a lot of us don't understand. And a lot of my people be like, you really just going all in and saying, forget money to do this mission? And of course, yes, money comes with this mission, but on the front end I'm in now, nah, don't no money come with the beginning stages of this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's zero money at the beginning stages of this. But that's when I have to say, do I want money? Do I just want to be a black man that can come across hundreds of thousands, a couple $1 million? Or do I want a black man with I want to be a black man with a real system that can really house, clothes, feed my people, that really can say what I want to say. Can't nobody say nothing to me because I got my own media. I got my own this. I got my own that. And I got an ecosystem that even if I say something in the world boycott me, I got a group of people that we circulate our money and we good regardless. That's the power I want. I don't want to be, I think I told you this before, I don't want to be the person with $100 million contract, but if I say a word, they'll take it back. I want to be the person that I'll take the couple $1 million I'll independently own by my circle of people, and can't nobody boycott me or starve me out. That's just a different mindset, because most people are like, man, forget that. Give me that $100 million. I've seen a lot of people get $100 million contract, say the wrong word, and now they got scraps left. You know what I'm saying? And I got mentors that got millions of dollars, couple millions of dollars, but they got a system where they can't be boycotted. We can drop movies like Buck Breaking. Ain't no rich black person finna drop a movie like Buck Breaking that Tariq put out that I'm in the credits of, because you will get in trouble talking about the LGBT group that Buck broke a lot of our ancestors. That harsh truth will get you boycotted and fired if you work for the system. You see what I'm saying? That's power, to be able to stand on truth and speak truth to power and still be a person that he lived a couple houses from Chris Brown, but he's giving his truth.
Let's ask the question, because you just prompted it. Are we more powerful speaking truth to power or speaking truth to self and collective? Where is the truth? Where is it better placed? Or where might it be?
You speaking truth to power. You speaking truth to yourself and the collective. Like, what I say every day, speaking on truthness, not opinion, not my feelings, not my emotions, just on truth. That's for me. That's for my people. But the thing is, most of our people, you said they'll tell me off camera, well, that was the truth, but don't say that. Don't say that like that. You know what I'm saying?
You put it in the atmosphere. They now have it.
Yeah.
They now have it, as opposed to if I go and I knock on Congress' door and I say, hey, Congress, let me tell you the truth. And Congress gonna look at me and turn around. If I go,
it's always about balance.
If I go to the collective and I tell them the truth, there's a possibility that truth will connect with some of them, and then they may in turn internalize some of the power that the truth brings. So speaking truth to power, that's cool. But how much truth are we? Because where they're going to get it if we don't share it, if we don't make it an intentional.
What?
To become that person that's all they ever talk about. Because I'm planting a seed. I'm changing your mindset. You got to know. You may not change, but I can't withhold what has allowed me to experience the level of liberation that I have. That I'm no longer tripped up by this, and this. It's my responsibility to help others like me to stop tripping on this, and this, if my words, my truth will help them to continue to spread it that way.
Yeah.
And then now we can have a little more collective if we get something. But if we don't walk in what we know, and if we don't want to say, and sometimes, even in this forum, sometimes it's like, we were slaves for 400 years. These people mistreated us, abused us, did all kind of horrible things to us. Those things that you see in the movies, that's true. It's documented. It's even worse. Okay. And then after that, this happened. And this is where we are now. What the hell are we going to do about it?
And that's why most of us don't, because most of us are defeated because our mindset is defeated.
Right.
Like
And
I
that's
was born
not
to have a defeated mindset. I just broke the mold.
and you broke through to go back and get some more, like me
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whoever else
yeah,
willing to go. Let's go.
yeah. No, and that's where we're at. We're at the stage, the ones that do speak, not scared and fearless. And I do that. I had a couple people that, man, you do that. You talk like your money already super long, because they understand that you can get starved out, and I'm getting starved out. You know, I mean, we talk about how I'm getting starved out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you are you really about what you say you're about?
Are you about?
It's easy to talk that when you got money and you got this, and will you talk that when you ain't got 2 pennies to rub together and still stand on your square and still look the person that could give you money in the eye and say, I don't want your money because these are my principles. When you desperately need that money, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, that's the difference. And a lot of us can't do that because we come from a employee mindset. Nothing wrong with an employee, but the employee mindset that says that I can hate your guts, but you pay me, so yes, sir. No, sir. You know, like, I got a lot to say to you, but I would never say it, because if I go home to my wife without a job, she might put me out. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a whole thing that's gonna spin off. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even, and I had this conversation at the last Black Man Brunch. Our women know that most of us are powerless. That's why we have a lot of problems with our women in our households, because our women are frustrated just like we are, that you waiting on the same white man to pay me, that the same white man that you waiting to get a check from, that's who pay me. And they're going to pay me more. They're going to give me a higher position. So that leads to in-house fighting, because there's a lot of men that tell you that they don't feel the respect in the house.
Winning mindset. So let's get to the winning mindset. Mm-hmm. The winning mindset is to acknowledge what is a win. Yeah, you someone is on a job, and they have to keep that job in order for the family to eat.
Nothing wrong with the job.
No. I mean, whatever it is you choose to do.
Yeah.
What's crucial, what's really important, is what's happening in the family. What are you doing within the household? That might be happening there. How is that informing how you're going home and preparing the lives that you have charge over? How is that? You know what I'm saying? What happens when you come back to the house? Am I spending more time building more? You know, whatever it is and when that woman sees, oh, he go do that, but he at home, and when he at home, he's doing this and he's doing, and I'll just say what's in my mind. He doing this. He got that boy out there, and they cutting that grass together. He got that boy out there, and they in them books. He got that boy out there, and he telling that boy every day what he can do. What happens at home is just as important as it relates to power, because you see that, and you're saying, and I think that's what happened before, and somehow we know some of the cycles and things were broken, that we understood that we had a responsibility to prepare that household. So then now let's say, okay, we're in this state of being that we are now, with lots of households broken up, and the daddy's over here and the mommy's over here, and you got an extra mommy and then you got an extra daddy, or you got 2 mommies, or you got 2 daddies. You know, what are we building where we have the power to do it, and what is power? So I know you mentioned, you know, I'm on the job and I'm looking like this, and yeah, I got to do this. I remember my dear friend Carlina. This is at Shoemaker. She's in a counseling office type thing. She was a special kind of counselor with a special title, and I'm in her room, and she said to me that I had power out of nowhere. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I have power. My power came from not cowering. My power came from standing up for when no one else would, saying when no one else would, and afraid or not, it's a job. The mentality it's a job. I like my house. I'm not going to go hungry. There's no way I'm going hungry. I might not have, but I'm going to have my dignity. I'm going to have my respect. But I never saw it as power. But someone else was looking at me and made that comment. She's like, you have so much power, and you know, and I'm thinking more along the lines of I ain't get the promotion, I can't do this. They took this opportunity away.
Yeah.
But that was because I was doing the things that no one else would do that made the difference for the people that meant the most to me. So power. So we gotta define power. We gotta walk in the power. We do have power. So
we got power. Well, it depends on your definition. We got.
I don't know.
Remember,
Eileen said I had power. I didn't think I had any power.
Oh no, we have powerful parts of us. We don't have power. It's the two different things. Like we're powerful people, but we don't have power. Okay. Like the other day, I said at the meeting, right? I said power is being able to do what you want to do despite opposition. And we do anything that we want to do regardless without people. If the government or someone tell us no, what can we do regardless of them telling us no?
I don't know. So if they say no and we want to do what we want to do, then we just can't. If they're the ones in authority in this space, we find another way.
Yeah.
We don't just, unless we got a family to feed. But we're always looking for that out. We have the power to reason, to think, to win. We're going to win. This happened for a reason. It has to happen. I've said this to you before. I'm waiting to see what is it that's going to happen that is going to require us to own up to who we are and become that collective and walk together again without the craziness. We are a people, period. Okay? And trying to fit in with everybody else, denying who we are and blah, 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 is not going to work. Eventually, I just don't have any idea. So many heart-wrenching things have happened. And for the moment, I connect with my Blackness and then I let it go. Instead of holding tight to it and having some requirements. None of us can do it alone. We can do some things when we come together, but the more together we are and take ownership and have those standards, those things that we stand by as a people, we have to become a we. And right now we're not. And that's why others are winning and some of us are, instead of all of us winning, because we don't want to be a we. That's true. And so we have to be on purpose and with the chess move, checkmate, or whatever we got to, and we can't just accept things the way they are. We have to realize the power that we have to at least move the ball forward.
Yeah.
Pick the ball up. Don't drop the ball. You drop the ball, go get the ball. Somebody get the ball, take him the ball. Yeah. But let's stay in the game. Stay in the game. We are worth it. We are worth it.
And like we said, starting off, sometimes we got to let them know that they're in the game. They're not going to play in the game if they don't even know that they're in the game.
No, and that's just true. It comes crushing down on them later, but it would be better if we would have told them.
Yeah.
When we were raising them and as we walk with them.
Like you give them that football and that basketball when they 1 year old. Give them some game when they 1 year old. Give them some knowledge. Give them some stuff that even if they can't fully digest it. Start them young by they're gonna start hearing it in their brain cells right now. We're gonna start letting you hear these words. You might not understand it till you're 5, but you're gonna start hearing it at 1.
You got it, Tony.
That was another great episode. You already know how we gonna do. We gonna end it off. You gave us a great last, but I always say. End this with some kind of words. You could talk about the power. We could talk about just any words of encouragement, whatever you want the people to know. Until next week, the last words for you for the night.
Okay, a winning mindset. Let's spread it. Let's spread it. That's like a wildfire. Winning mindset.
Culture of a mindset of nothing but winning.
Look for the wins. Identify the wins. Set some people up to win.
Help some people to win. Pass the rock to somebody to win.
Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. And then, you know, if y'all show up back here next week, holler at us. Let us know who's winning. So we can really move.
That's where I say holler.
Okay.
Let us know. You know what I'm saying?
just
Tap
saying.
in with us.
You tap in.
Tap
And
in.
so now we're going for the dubs.
We going
All
for the
of
dubs,
them.
man.
Winning. I'm going to win. I'm going to help somebody win.
And we're going to keep
And
doing
it's
it
going
over
to
and
spread
over.
like wildfire, like a wildfire. Somebody in Texas, little, okay? And we won't let anybody put it out. It's too important.
Keep it burning. We're going to keep throwing gas on the fire. Keep it going.
Keep throwing gas. Hey, you always bring that extra. You always bring that extra. Put the gas on the fire. Put the gas on the fire.
Where you been at, Amazing and Beautiful? I need to chop it up with you. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Bam, you know what I'm saying?
I know. Thank you.
You already know, Hussein. Appreciate you tapping in,
yes.
bro. You know what I'm saying? Amazingly Beautiful. And like I said, we just gonna have conversations that we just trying to look at her. Look, and this my
This my sisters. I mean,
I'm gonna say this is my family right here, and she done said what's up to Miss Brown like 4 times today. Ain't said nothing about her old cousin or nothing. You understand?
Oh well, don't hate. You don't even look good on you. Stop.
But everybody love Miss Brown. You understand?
Awesome.
So this is another episode of Wealth is Gangster. Like I say, we don't come like I don't come. I'm speaking for myself. I don't come to ever like push my my mindset, my opinions. The way I think on no one. But this is about conversation. This ain't about that we have to agree with everything, but we need to have conversations. And sometimes conversations ain't gonna be as comfortable as they need to be. But if you really love each other, you're gonna have those conversations. Because like we say, we're going for the win, right?
That's it.
And when you're going for the win, you got to do what it takes to get to the win. But this is another episode. I appreciate you, Miss Brown. I'll be talking to you. Definitely. I should be locking down that venue this week and next week for the Build a Nation conference. So I definitely, as I get that building, I need to sit down with you so we can start. You know, you're always my go-to when I start plotting on something. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm ready to do the layup, the pass.
Yeah. So we definitely gonna be doing that, and we got a lot of other things coming, man. So I appreciate everybody tapping in. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace. Peace.
Appreciate you, Amazing Beautiful.